Thanks so much, and welcome back, everyone. Tonight, we'll be examining one of the most consequential reforms to Nigeria's digital governance architecture in almost 2 decades. President Bola Tinubu signed the National Identity Management Commission Act 2026 into law, replacing the legislation that has guided the country's identity management system since 2007. The government says the new law will modernize Nigeria's digital identity ecosystem, strengthen national security, protect citizens' personal data, deepen financial inclusion, and provide the legal foundation for a secure digital economy. The heart of the reforms is an expanded role for the National Identity Management Commission, now designated as Nigeria's root certification authority for the country's digital public infrastructure and national public key infrastructure. Well, supporters have said that the legislation will make identity verification more secure, improve access to government and private services, and help combat fraud and impersonation. Yet the reforms also raise important questions. How secure will Nigerians' personal data be? Can the government guarantee privacy while expanding data sharing? Let's get talking. I'm being joined by the Director General and the CEO of NIMC, Dr. Abisoye Koka Odushote, who is live for us here in our Abuja studio. Thanks so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thank you for inviting me.
And congratulations on the signing of that law.
Thank you. We want to use this opportunity to say thank you to Mr. President for signing this act. It's been a long time coming, about 19 years.
Yeah.
You know.
And the big question will be that we've had scattered, staggered data banks, INEC data, FRSC data, driver's license data. Everyone does our data. There was a time under Jonathan who called all the organizations to say, all of you who organize data, come and merge the data. But years later, nothing was done. Under Buhari, same directive was given. But what does this new act, what is significantly different, or what will it make in terms of data?
Well, the new act basically cements NIMC's role as the foundational harmonized identity for Nigeria. And the NIMC Act speaks to one identity for all. So which means that duplicate databases will be harmonized. Every single database will be integrated. It also speaks to the root certificate authority, which is now NIMC for the public key infrastructure, which basically is a digital trust framework where you use a set of cryptographic public keys to be able to authenticate a message that is being sent on a device, and also to validate the user that is sending that message, basically making your message more secure and more private. And doing this will definitely aid in reducing and tackling cyber fraud.
Why did we need a new law? There are those who say, why not just rejig the old law?
Well, the old law was outdated. I mean, 19 years is way too long. Advancement in technology has taken place. Now we're talking about digital public infrastructure, digital public ecosystem, public infrastructure. Everyone's talking about AI. I mean, we need to ensure that we align with best global practices that are out there. So we had to update the law. I'll tell you that the initial law in 2007, which was enacted then, actually did not cover data protection provisions. It had very limited provisions around data protection, very limited provisions around cybersecurity. And as you know, the Data Protection Act was enacted in 2023, and the same for the cybersecurity bill, which was done in 2015. So we had to make sure that all of these are reflected in the Act. Also, in terms of registration of every single Nigerian, it now ensures inclusivity for persons with disabilities, for elderly citizens, for babies, and for women. So it definitely captures more people.
Let's break it down, madam.
Yes.
So once you are giving birth to, there is a birth certificate naturally, and when someone dies, there's a death certificate, and people get these things when it's convenient or when it's needed. But is it now mandatory? And NIN seems to now be one of the biggest tool of NIMC. And it's supposed now to be every Nigerian must have an NIN, which is your unique identity. Is that right?
Absolutely, yes, it is. You must have the NIN. Now, the beauty of the NIN is it makes it easier for accountability and transparency, and this is what the citizens want. They want to be able to see that there's accountability in every single thing government is doing. The NIN basically is that catalyst that would enable access to government services in the areas of, taxation, travel, health, education. Like, for example, the NEL Fund uses, every beneficiary of NEL Fund must use their NIN. So the NIN is integrated into the NEL Fund platform.
So so the NIN is like the America's, your social security. Is that right?
Absolutely, yes.
But not exactly, but close to it.
It is. It actually even goes beyond that, because for you to be able to access, government social services, you need your NIN. It does act. It doubles as your social security number, yes.
Yeah. So it means that any Nigerian who does not have NIN now, yes, is on the wrong side of the law. Is it mandatory? Is it now criminal? Is it a breach of the law for a Nigerian not to have NIN? And when is the timeline for every Nigerian to have NIN?
So it is mandatory for you to have your NIN. Well, in part of expanding our functions and powers, we are now able to ensure that criminals that participate in cyber fraud activities or identity-related crimes are prosecuted. We can definitely now say, okay, we need to be able to, search their devices. We're authorized to do that. But we will work with the security agencies. We'll work with the Ministry of Justice for prosecution of these criminal elements.
So give us an understanding. And I asked this question earlier because we have over 200 million estimated Nigerians. So you will imagine that those are captured already, should be captured. What is your data bank like as far as NIN is concerned?
137,371,080 as of this evening.
So we still have a shortage?
So we do. It is estimated that we're 200 million. So when we're done enrolling, we will then know the total actual numbers that we have. But it is estimated 200 million, and some other estimates say 230 million. And a few people say 250 million. So we need to be able to
In terms of policy, governance, and management, you cannot plan without data.
Absolutely. Your identity is basically the foundation for effective governance and service delivery. So how can you plan if you don't know the total number of persons that you have? And so what we are now doing, and we're mandated by Mr. President, that we should go down to the community levels to enroll every single Nigerian.
Is there a timeline for every Nigerian to... I don't know if you remember that there was a time, sometimes in the 80s, where every citizen was saying census was being happened, everybody must be captured, everybody, and there was a timeline for which everybody was running around to ensure that they were captured at the time. Is there a timeline for
which the president has given us till the end of this year to make sure that we capture every single Nigerian? And what we have done is we have partnered through the World Bank ID4D project with the front-end partners. They are part of the digital identity ecosystem. So these are private citizens that we've enabled, we've given jobs to go and enroll citizens on our behalf.
And
so they are going to the nooks and crannies.
Is that not possible?
That's why it's called a unique identifier, so that you're only enrolled once.
So if anybody comes into your database,
yes,
and let's, for example, Abisoye Koka Odushote is enrolled in Ogun State and enrolled in Abuja.
Yes.
And let's assume you have maybe another name that you have is Janet. So we say Janet Abisoye Koka, and there is Abisoye Odushote. Is there a possibility that you can have one person with two identities? So
let me explain what the legacy system happened, or what they used to do. So for example, they had no way of verifying at the front end that you already had a NIN.
So
you were being captured, so they will do that. But once it comes in to the middleware, it will flag it that there's a duplicate, or this person already exists in the database. So that's exactly what happens. So you would only have one NIN generated for you.
So and the
other one that comes into that place goes into a deduplication bucket where to be invalidated.
So it's almost impossible for one person, as long as your biometric and your
Absolutely.
It's been your fingerprint and your biometric is being captured. Almost impossible.
Absolutely. And one of the things that this act has done is to, cement our role in capturing biometrics. So which means that people should stop. No, private sectors, public sector will not be able to capture your biometrics anymore. They will call it through the API integration from NIMC to validate. The telcos are already doing that with us at the moment. So if you need a SIM card, if you go to any telco's office, they capture your face biometrics. They matches against my database in real time to validate that you are who you are. So we're doing field validation and biometrics to tighten the security around confirming your identity.
One of the fears that people have is your own security.
Yes.
Because there was a time that we understand that you lost your database, or you had a breach.
Okay, please be mindful of your words.
That you had a breach. That you had a breach. Has that been fixed?
So 2 things I would like to share with you. First of all, we are the only commission that uses the services that we offer. So which means that I also need a NIN. So if I have a NIN, then it would be my duty to ensure that there is no data breach, right? We don't have that. There's never been a data breach. It's always been an assumption that there was a data breach. What usually happens? So what usually happens, just like the way you have phishing sites, you have people, and you have even fake visa sites. You have people that set up sites, they set up shops, illegal shops, that look as if they are NIMC agents. They are not. They are rogue agents. You come in, obviously unsuspecting of what's happening there, and they collect your information and they store it on their own database. Even the NIN slip that we had before was a NIN slip done in PDF initially. It was a very simple slip. But now, what we have now done is we have now created the NIN Auth app, which allows you to keep your data. Your data is better protected. It allows for user consent management on that application, so which means you then choose to share your data. You give consent for sharing your data. You should actually download it from either the Play Store or from the App Store.
We'll show it off the screen now.
Yes, so you have your digital ID card there, and you can also see your tax ID number. Some of the offices and MDAs we have integrated with that have identities, similar identity numbers are all on there to show you the integration.
Madam. When we come back, I'd like to ask you a very critical question that a lot of Nigerians will be worried, should be worried about, and maybe you'll be able to give us an answer. And that's the website there. If you are not able to do that, get on your website, check the mobile app, as the DG is talking about. If you have any questions, let me know before she gets out of the studio. But we'll take a break. I will come back to conclude our conversation with the DG and CEO of NIMC. Thank you so much, everyone. Our final moment now with the DG and the CEO of NIMC, Dr. Abisoye Koke-Odushade. Thanks so much indeed.
Thank you.
Finally, can you give us an idea of whoever wants to get this done, how can they get it done? Would they have to go to a center? Can they go to the website? Can they do it independently to get themselves registered?
They need to go to the website to check the list of locations, because we're at the community level. So we're doing ward level enrollments now, because we know a lot of people cannot travel, to the local government offices. Their wards are a little bit far. So we're taking it there. So just go to the website, look at our dates, and you'll be able to find where we are, and you can come and enroll. And you can also pre-enroll online. You can pre-enroll online, and then you book an appointment at any of the NIMC centers. We are located in every single state, and we're present in 1,200 locations in Nigeria.
Wow.
And if you're in the diaspora, we have 950 locations for you to visit.
Quickly, just in 10
All that information is on the website.
People will say, if this NIN is secured, really,
yes,
why are terrorists making calls and we are not able to catch them?
Okay, so let me give you 2 scenarios. We already know that the NIN is the foundational identity for effective, for the security architecture. But you'll find out that a lot of the times the kidnappers use the phones of the people that they have abducted. So which means, how do you trace them, first of all, because they're not using their own phones. And then there's this theory that may be possible. If some kidnappers are not Nigerians and they are brought 48 hours or 72 hours before the kidnapping happens, just for that purpose, I'm not insinuating anything, then we won't have them on the database naturally. So those are the instances you have.
The assurance
but I will
that,
tell you that a lot of the security agencies are integrated and they are using it, and it helps them in terms of fighting crime. Thank you. Dr.
Abisoye Koka Odushote, MD, CEO, NIMC. It's a pleasure having you on the program tonight.
Thank you for having us. Thank you so much. Please download your NINOS. Thank you.
I will do.
Your ID card is on there, your digital ID card.
Absolutely. That's our show for tonight, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Shewan Kimale. God bless Nigeria.